Hello, it's Barbara Dertina, founder and CEO of Wellness Matter, You Matter. And I keep doing this because I got my hair cut and it's supposed to be long and it is bugging me. So, you know, you know how hair goes. Anyway, I just wanted to speak a little bit about habits. And I'm not a habitual person. I do have certain routines, but I've been learning more and more about habits and the importance of them. And certainly when I was raising my children, it was, I think the habitual day and the routine got to be mundane. And I'm sort of a spontaneous and interactive and inspired kind of a person. So doing something over and over. I could never work in a factory and do the same process all the time. Even though I do the same work processes, I have to change it up or make it interesting, or it's not always the same time of day. It's not always saying the same exact thing. It's just how I'm wired. And I've learned now to embrace that. And we're all created and wired differently. But habits are really important. And there's a really great person out there, and his name is escaping me at the moment, that's the foremost authority really on habits and tiny habits and making changes. And so I am being very cognizant of that as I'm working on personal growth in a continual way and learning from people that are just inspiring. And I want change in my life. And so those are the things you do to create change. And I have had a routine in the morning. I have to get up very early because I have a secondary thing that I do in another country. So I have to be in a different time zone. So I am online, at 5:30 or 6 a.m. in the morning. So that means I'm up earlier to be ready, to be awake and focused so that I can deliver material in a focused and awakened state. And so one habit I had for a long time was drinking apple cider vinegar in water, or lemon in water, or both together. There's different combinations, and sometimes you can put honey. And so having that first, because if you think about it, you are sleeping all night, hopefully, and your body really does a lot of detoxing at night and brain detoxing. So when you wake up, you have a lot of those toxins are in your bloodstream. You want to eliminate them. You want to flush them out. And so that has been one technique of doing that. And before it gets things get reabsorbed if they're not. And just like you take out the trash, just as you flush your toilet, just as you clean, we need to be cleaning out our body systems and be aware of it, because those damaged cells, the rogue cells, the garbage that is not being eliminated, what trash does. Think about mold. Think about if you don't empty your trash. If you go on vacation for 2 weeks or a month and you come back and you forgot to take out your trash before you left, think about that. Or the refrigerator. So I gave you a great picture. Well, all that's happening in our body, and all those things contribute to all kinds of manifestations. Everybody manifests things in different ways. And so one thing I just learned recently, and I took this person's advice because I watched her and I know what she's talking about. So she says when she gets up in the morning, she drinks 32 ounces of water. Now you want to use good water, and bottled water is not necessarily always the good water. You have plastics leaching in. They may have traveled from around the world. Who knows if they've been in heat, who knows how they've been handled. So, we've been trained to believe only bottled water is good, but you want a good source of water. And, we know some areas of the country are really struggling with that now, from antiquated pipes and lead and other kinds of things. So that is really important. But I also learned, for being alkaline as opposed to being so acidic, it's not good to be so acidic. We want to be sure about our pH and be balanced. So now I'm just drinking pure water. And that's a different kind of a habit. I'd gotten off the other habit and started grabbing my coffee. And I used to be a bigger coffee drinker than I am now, but to sip on something while I'm on this Zoom and such, once I let that habit go of the apple cider vinegar or the lemon water, then, it's hard. You have to rechange a habit. And that's a lot to do, to drink a lot of water first thing in the morning. But you are flushing out your system. You're eliminating those things that your body's worked so hard on all night, getting out of your cells and such. And so I'm really proud of myself. It's been 10 days now. And for me, I thought, let me start with 24 ounces. 8 ounces isn't really going to do very much. I realized, and I want to lose some weight. I've put on some weight, and I'm hoping that that also helps, because as you absorb your food, as you absorb, minerals, as you absorb, have good absorption in your gut, all of that helps for your health and your skin, your weight loss, and such. So create another habit. And that's one that I have really now feel very committed to, because I know what it does. And I know it also satiates your hunger, so you're waking up, and breakfast is break fast. I don't know if you all knew that. I'll do a little talk on that another time. So I'm breaking my fast really with water. And that is a really, really healthy habit. And now, after doing it for 10 days, I'm used to it and it feels okay. So you have to go through that initiation part to make it a habit. Another tip, and I think the name of this book was Tiny Habits. I'll look that up for next time. I'm sorry that that's escaping me, but I learned that if you hook one habit with something that you do all the time, another habit, it becomes easier to adopt that habit. And with New Year's coming, so many people want to take on the world, and I have been guilty of this, and write down 20 things that you want to do right away in a few days. Just do one habit at a time until that habit takes, then add another one. We're all under enough paradigm shifts and stress right now, and overwhelmed and pacing with our lifestyles. Just do one habit. But if you hook it with something else, so they use the example of you're brushing your teeth, you're going to brush your teeth in the morning and the evening, and maybe other times during the day. And this particular person would do push-ups and make it small. If you make it too big, again, that habit will fall by the wayside. Studies show statistically and percentage wise. So you want to do maybe 5 push-ups. So that's a commitment that you can make to yourself. Maybe it's only 1 push-up. You brush your teeth, you do 1 push-up. Maybe in a week you do 2 push-ups, but you're linking it with something that you already do. So they become almost like one habit. And that's easy on your brain, your psyche, and automatic. All right, have a great day. And I can't wait to hear what you adopt. Barbara from Wellness Matters, You Matter.